We will now start discussing permutations. Remember the concepts about fundamental counting principle and factorial representation or n factorial kasi we will be using them to further discuss permutations. Okay? A permutation now is an arrangement of outcomes in which the order does matter. So the number of permutations and objects taken r at a time is given by the form NPR, or the permutation of n things taken r at a time is equal to n factorial over n minus r quantity factorial, in which n is the number of objects and r is the number of positions or the number of items to be taken at a time. And remember that the value of r must be less than or equal to n or greater than or equal to 0. Now, this notation here, the permutation of n things taken r at a time, can also be rewritten in the form, because some books use this notation instead of this notation. Okay, daming this notation niya. Again, this notation are being used in other books. They just share the same meaning. Okay, they just all about permutation. So, pwede siyang P tapos N doon, R doon. So, the permutation of n things taken r at a time, or pwede rin siyang ganito, the permutation of n things taken r at a time, or yung ginamit ng libro natin ito, the permutation of n things taken r at a time. Okay? Now, let's repeat again. Permutation is an arrangement. An arrangement wherein order is important. Okay? Let's have an example. Say, Irvin have 6 different potted plants, and he wished to arrange 4 of them in a row. In how many ways can this be done? So, ano yung object na pinag-uusapan natin? Sa Irvin daw, meron siyang potted plants, correct? Ngayon, ilang potted plants ang pinag-uusapan natin? 6. So, 6 here will now be the number of objects. So, n is equal to 6. So, n is equal to 6. Next, anong gagawin ni Irvin dun sa 6 na potted plants? Ayusin niya sa isang row. Kaso, ang gusto niya, 4 lang. 4 lang sa isang row. Okay? So, 4 there will be the value of your R. Dun sa 6 na potted plants, 4 lang ang aayusin ni Irvin. Okay? Now, we have the notation or the formula. The permutation of n things taken r at a time is equal to n factorial over n minus r quantity factorial. Pagdating mo dito, substitute ka na. Okay? Pagka-substitute mo, n will become 6, r will become 4. So, we will now have the permutation of 6 potted plants taken 4 at a time is equal to 6 factorial over 6 minus 4 quantity factorial. Now, next, 6 factorial means 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Correct? And 6 minus 4 means 6 minus 4 means 2 factorial. Or should I say 6 minus 4 is equal to 2? And that is 2 factorial. 2 factorial means 2 times 1. And 2 times 1 is 2. 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, that is 720. Divided by 2, that is 360. Therefore, Irvin has 360 ways on how to arrange the 6 potted plants taken 4 at a time. Okay? Meron pang isang way. Ano pa yung isang way natin? The permutation of 6 things taken 4 at a time is equal to, tignan mo yung sa baba mo. Your denominator is 6 minus 4. Tama? 6 minus 4 is 2. Correct? That means in 6 factorial, ang 6 factorial, sandali sulat natin sa taas. Ang 6 factorial kasi, equal siya sa 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Correct? Ang denominator mo dito, sulat natin, 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 over 6 minus 4 factorial. 6 minus 4 is 2. Tama? So, ibig sabihin, dito sa 6 factorial mo, buburahin mo na hanggang 2. So, buburahin mo yung 2 and 1. So, mag-e-end ka sa 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. Okay? Parang ganito. Kung gagamitan mo ng fundamental counting technique, meron kang 6 na potted plants pero ayusin mo sa isang row na 4 lang. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 4 lang ang aayusin mo. Okay? Dun sa 6 na potted plants, ang unang choice mo, 6 lang. Tama? Yung susunod na choice mo, syempre, halimbawa, dun sa 6, nalagay mo na yung isa dito sa unahan. Okay? Sa pangalawa, ilan na lang ang choices mo? 5 na lang. Sa pangatlo, ilan na lang? 4 na lang. Sa pang-apat, ilan na lang? 3 na lang. Okay? So, the permutation of 6 is taken 4 at a time is also equivalent to 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. Okay? And 6 times 5 is 30, times 4 is 120, times 3 is 360. Na-lessen yung way mo ng pagsasagot. So, the permutation of 6 potted plants taken 4 at a time is equal to 360. Okay? Irvin can do the arrangement in 360 ways. It's your choice kung alin ang gagamitin nyo mamayang magsasolve kayo. Itong longer version o yung shorter version. Okay? Next, say 10 matatag will be having an election of class officers. There are 5 possible choices for the president, secretary, treasurer, and auditor, assuming that each of them is qualified for any of these positions. In how many ways can the 4 officers be elected? So, ano muna pinag-uusapan natin dyan? Class officers, tama? Ilan ang total natin sa class officers? Meron tayong 5 possible choices. 5 possible choices. So, this is your N. Okay? So, N is equal to 5. Dun sa N na yon, in how many ways can the 4 officers be elected? 4 lang ang ni-elect natin. 4. Okay? Dun sa 4 is R. And then, substituting it inside our formula, we will now have the permutation of 5 officers taken 4 at a time is equal to 5 factorial over 5 minus 4 quantity factorial. Dun muna tayo sa mahabang way. Okay? 5 factorial means 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and 5 minus 4 is 1. So, you have 1 factorial sa baba, and 1 factorial is simply 1. So, you will arrive with 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and that is equal to 120. Nagmamadali ako, no? 120. So, paano yung shortcut ulit natin? Kung gusto mong mabilisan. Mabilisan mo. Technically, mas mabilis na siya. Okay? So, the permutation of 5 officers taken 4 at a time is equal to may 5 kang pwesto, kaso 4 lang. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 lang. Okay? Ilan yung unang choice mo? Dun sa una, syempre may 5 ka pang choices. And nakuha na yung isa doon, kaya 4 na lang. Tapos 3 na lang, tapos 2 na lang. Tama? And 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 is 120. Same. Okay? Therefore, the 4 officers can be elected in 120 ways. Okay? Next, given the 4-letter word read, in how many ways can we arrange its letters 3 at a time? So, anong pinag-usapan natin? Yung word na read. Ilan ang letters ng word na read? 4. So, this is N. Dun sa word na read, ilan lang ang aayusin mo? Letters na may 3 lang. Tama? You will be arranging words with 3 letters lang. So, N is equal to 4 and R is equal to 3. And then, using the formula, substituting it, we will now have the permutation of 4 things taken 3 at a time is equal to 4 factorial over 4 minus 3 quantity factorial. And 4 factorial means 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 factorial is simply 1. So, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is simply 24. Okay? So, kung fundamental counting technique ulit ang gagamitin, the permutation of 4 things taken 3 at a time is equal to ilan? 3 sa 2, 3. And then, 4 pa yung choices mo, tapos naging 3 na lang, tapos naging 2 na lang. So, that is 24. Therefore, there are 24 ways on how to rearrange the word read provided 3 letters at a time. Okay? And in that case, you will now be answering activity 6. Mission Possible, items 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and 9 of page 296. Kagaya siya ng sinolve natin. Ano? Yun ang susundan nyo. So, ganito siya. Sabi niya, answer each permutation problem completely. So, you have to show your complete solution. Ay, sorry naman. Show your complete solution. Okay, anong sasagutan? 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, at saka 10. Now, I'll be teaching you, or I'll be showing you a video on how to use your scientific calculator in solving permutation. Okay? Wait lang. Set lang natin.
How to use scientific calculator. How to use scientific calculator in computing permutation. So let's first turn on our calculator. And then, this is just an advice kasi minsan, actually, ang scientific calculator, may memory yan. Okay? So, minsan, there are chances na bakit yung kaklase mo, iba ang sagot sa'yo. Okay? Sometimes, nasa calculator yan. So, anong gagawin natin para ma-clear natin yung memory ng calculator natin? So, input shift, tapos mode, tapos makikita mo yung options na ito. Okay? MCL mode and all. All stands for resetting all the memories of your scientific calculator. And to reset all, input 3, sabi niya. So, input 3, ayan. And then, equal sign, na-reset na yung memory ng ating scientific calculator. Okay? This way, itong para na to remove the memory of the calculator, mas nagagamit siya, specifically when you are in statistics. Okay? Kasi may mga ibang modes doon. Okay? Sana magamit nyo siya in the future. Okay? Next, since we are dealing with the permutations, there's only one key that you need to be focused on. Ano yung key na yun? Etong button key na NCR. Ayan. So, ito lang ang importanteng key sa permutations at saka sa combinations. Okay? So, alam natin na yung mga nakaprint sa mismong button are first functions of the calculator. So, if you would like to use the second function, yung mga nakaprint sa taas, kailangan ang pipindutin mo lagi muna ay shift. Okay? So, for instance, pinindot ko lang ito. Ang lumabas C. C stands for combinations. If you are computing for the combinations of things. Okay? Kaso we will be computing permutation. So, paano natin gagamitin si permutation? So, input mo muna yung shift, tapos NCR. Lalabas si P. Ulitin ko, lagi dapat, kung second key permutation ang hahanapin mo, shift muna, tapos si NCR. Lalabas si permutations. Okay? Let's have an example. Say we have 7 things. The permutation of 7 things, taken 3 at a time. So, the permutation of 7 things, shift NCR, taken 3 at a time. Equals. Ayan. So, there are 210 ways on how to permute 7 things taken 3 at a time. Yun ang ibig sabihin yan. Okay? Then, let's have another example. Say, we have 9 things. The permutation of 9 things taken 4 at a time. 9p4. And then, equals. There are 3,024 ways on how to permute 9 things taken 4 at a time. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. Okay? So, that's how you use your scientific calculator in computing permutations. How to use